Always there.
Who is this Kendall? I've never seen Kendall.
I don't know if Kendall
Is he a real person?
Yeah,
He's
doing this.
he's a legend. He's the Edafio legend. He's the ideal employee that maybe doesn't really exist, but we talk about him like he's real.
Kendall's like the ninja in the office. So he just pops in, and he's always really well dressed. He's kind of GQ, right? He's always looks really, really well dressed. But he pops in, and you'll see him, and then he's gone. And then he'll show up, a little while. So he's always on site with his clients, right? And so he's always kind of a ninja to me because I see him and I say hi, and then he'll be gone off somewhere else. So he is the ultimate and trusted advisor, right? I mean, he spends time with our clients. They adore him, right? And so he's on site with them. That's why he's not here, right? He is out there meeting with Colson and all the different clients that he goes to see. So to me, he epitomizes who we want to be with all our clients, is because he's there, he knows them, they know him by name, and so when they call, they want to talk to him.
I completely agree with all of that. And I first, I'll go back 20 years. So 20 years ago, the Woodruffs were living in Springdale, as were Kendall and Cynthia Harris. We had known the Harrises when they lived in Little Rock prior to moving to Northwest Arkansas. And this particular afternoon, we were over visiting with them, and Kendall had this really thick Microsoft book that he was reading and studying to get a Microsoft certification. And I said, Kendall, what are you going to do with that? And he said, well, I want to become a Microsoft systems administrator. And I said, the guys down at JPMS Cox are looking to start a little company that's wanting to do IT managed services. Why don't you give Jim Phillips a call? Well, he did, and shortly thereafter, Kendall and his family are moving from Springdale down to Little Rock to start to work at this little startup company.
Did you get a referral fee for that?
Well, I didn't get a referral fee,
right.
But in part because of Kendall going to work for Edafio. I had an opportunity to come to work for Edafio. Back then, Edafio was, in the early years, a pretty wobbly little company. And I think but for Kendall and the great service that he provided, the company survived and made it through some really tough time. And because of that, 10 years later for me, there was an opportunity to go to work for Edafio. And it's been the most, of course, rewarding and enjoyable work of my whole career.
So Kendall's a long-timer here, one of the very first engineers that we had at Edafio. Kendall was actually in my interview with Kenny for the recruiter position. So that's Kendall and I's first interaction, and since then, just getting to meet with him and get to know him a little bit better over the years. He's one of our senior engineers and very critical to our business.
I worked with Kevin, Jack, Bob. I've worked with Kendall Harris for the whole time I've been at Edafio. He's been here 20 years. 20 years. I've enjoyed working with Kendall. I've gotten to know him. We've shared a bunch of same customers, and I've helped provide. Before there was an actual network team, I was on the network side of the house, and I worked with Kendall, hand in hand in different environments, and really got to know him. And I think we love Kendall. I didn't know he'd been here 20 years though. So kudos to him.
I've known this guy for so long. We had a travel agency that was a client of ours, and they were so closely integrated with Kendall, like on a personal level. I mean, he just has that ability to do that to clients, and he could take their whole systems down for a day or two. Something would happen, and it's like a week later he'd get a free, airline ticket somewhere or something like that. I mean, the guy could go in and accidentally, cause some issues, and the outcome is, here you go, we love you. One of the things that you'll notice about Kendall is, and if you look at his hair, he has no gray hair. If he does, it's very, very little, and his hair is always so neat and perfect, and not a single one out of place. And and I kept kidding him all the time. I said, man, what do you do, man? You color your hair? Talked to him about it not too long, messed with him, joked with him about it. And I just happened to look in his desk, and he always said no, he didn't. And look what I found in his desk. So I would have to say, yeah, we caught you, Kendall. You're busted.
I have a lot of respect for Kendall just because Kendall's one of those people that when he speaks, others listen. Kendall's always very good about bringing up things that others will benefit from if he shares that information, and people listen to him.
Kendall, let's see. Kendall is a very, very bright young man. He's our founding engineer, if you want to call it that. I mean, he's the first guy that was here, and he's been through all the changes. Pretty good guy to have in your corner if you're in a problem situation. Kendall's very knowledgeable with Microsoft, and his expertise is quite evident when you work with him just a few minutes. He's been known to pass a problem or something, not pass a problem, but he's too busy and he has to delegate some stuff away, and he'll pass a job off to someone and say, hey, here's what you gotta do. It should be a piece of cake. When Kendall says piece of cake, you run and hide.
Kendall's an old timer. He's like me. Kendall was here when I started, and I just remember being lost when I came in, and he helped me out. He's a great guy.
He was always a stabilizing force. He was steady, kind of even keeled, and just predictable. I mean, we could count on him. And so I think over the course of time, we hired people that, if you go back and look, have been here a long time.
Happy 20th, buddy.